are just as deadly.
They can land in fields, in homes, in villages, and of course it poses a risk to civilians. And civilians do not recognize what is a bomblet and dangerous and highly explosive and what is a toy. So you see a lot of curious children after these raids go and identify these exciting and new objects and blow their hands and heads off.
A terrible legacy for the villagers of South Kordofan. More than 100 countries have signed up to the convention to ban cluster munitions. Sudan says it will as soon as possible. But on this evidence, the government seems very reluctant to surrender these weapons and the terror they inflict. David McKenzie, CNN, Nairobi, Kenya.
A resident in the Syrian town of Hula says government forces are shelling the area again. Last week, more than 100 men, women and children were killed in Hula on a single day. Syrian says it expects to complete its investigation into the massacre this week. Despite the government's probe into the killings, people in Hula say they already know who is responsible. Some of them spoke to Alex Thompson, the chief correspondent for Britain's Channel 4 News.
The UN warned us, you'll pass the last Syrian army checkpoint, then it's no man's land. Space out the vehicles as we go across, and if shooting starts, do a U-turn and get the hell out. You're on your own. It is a chilling, mile-long straight drive through the broken, empty buildings. Watch for the dead horse rotting in the street on the right, past that and the abandoned armoured personnel carrier of the Syrian army, and you're in to rebel-held Hula. We'll cut Assad's throat, they chant. They want to scream at us, they want to shout, they want to chant, they want to show us fragments of shells. I have scarcely ever seen people so desperate to tell their stories. UN observers simply embraced before they can observe anything at all.
The chanting, the relief, the anger is palpable in this place. They've seen very few people from the outside. They've certainly never seen a journalist here since the horrors overtook this town back on Friday.
From that moment, we were taken away, swept up, led from house to house, where everyone has a story to tell. And when it comes to the men who carried out the massacre here on Friday, it is the same one. This man, who didn't wish to give his name, speaks for everyone here, it seems.
Hang on, this is important. You know where these militia came from?
Yes, yes.
Which villages did the militia come from? Tell me that.
Al-Qabu, yes, Filli, Al-Ghur, and from the Alawites, the Alawites gang.
So you think these are Alawite Shabia from nearby here?
Yes, 100%.
How do you know that these men are Shia Shabiha from nearby? How do you know?
They were wearing black clothes.
Black clothes.
And we're writing on their foreheads, Labbaika ya Ali.
Labbaika Ali is a Shia slogan in this region. Hula is on the plain, overwhelmingly Sunni. The killers, they say, came down from the hills to the west, where the villages are Shia and Alawite. To the southwest, this is Kabul, named again and again by people here as a village where the killers had come from. So too Fula to the northwest, again named by different people at different times and different locations as being a place where the killers live. Time and again they showed us their videos of the massacre aftermath. We can't show pictures of children virtually decapitated by knives, women with their faces shot away, tiny mutilated bodies of toddlers. Why all this constantly brought to our attention, like 3-year-old Sadara, who was wounded by shrapnel, but her mother is dead. For now, though, time was up for the Red Crescent and the UN. We had to move out. South, back across no man's land, and away from this stricken place. Alex Thompson, Channel 4 News, Hula.
Terrible. We now take our second break.
His Excellency Sheikh Professor Al-Hadi
Reverend Hannah Karen Falheim.
If the words of the permanent secretary...
There is direct relationship between the economic growth of a country.
And this 5-hectare maize field that you are seeing here in Ilyasa village.
No matter how
Where, when and who is involved, our corps of reporters will always be there to bring you the news as it happens.
Welcome back, and now to sports. Members of the national football team Scorpions are slowly streaming in ahead of the weekend showdown with Morocco's Atlas Lions at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Our Maud S. Jallo has been talking to the players and reports. Despite fears some notable names on the team could be absent, morale is considerably high.
Scorpions' date with destiny is upon us as Morocco jets into Banjul for the all-important weekend showdown. The Gambia and Morocco begin their quest for a place in the 2014 World Cup in a group which also contains the Ivory Coast and Tanzania. The build-up to the game has not been very smooth due to the late arrival of some of the foreign-based players and the sudden managerial change, which has sparked controversy ahead of the game. Saturday's crucial encounter with Morocco will be Luciano Mancini's first match in charge of the Scorpions after being appointed the head coach just few days before the game. The Italians' first major assignment will be to prevent the Gambia from back-to-back home defeat. Memories of the Gambia's 2-1 defeat at home to the Desert Foxes of Algeria in February, ending the Scorpions' 5-year unbeaten run, are still fresh. But with the Saturday encounter just at the corner, the players are determined and focused on putting the painful memories of the Algeria defeat behind them, hoping to get the Gambia back to winning ways.
We made a mistake last game and we come to rectify that. On Saturday, I'll do everything to make sure what I did to the last game to do more to show people that things were bad last time, but I want to make things right, okay?
Of course, we can remember the last game like Algeria, it was catastrophic, to be honest. Still now, I cannot even think about that game. But we have a new challenge now, that's on Saturday, to prove ourselves back again, to be on the right track. And I hope, inshallah, we will do our best, as always, again. But one thing you have to forgive us, definitely, it's been difficult for the players right now. I think that's the hard fact.
Luciano Mancini has invited both foreign and home-based players for the game, but the Italian tactician will be without the services of striker Ousmane Diallo, Seni Nyasi, Omar Jao, Keba Sise, and Dauda Ba, who are all notable absentees. They will surely be missed, but there are quite a good number of them in the team who can rise up to the challenge when they take on the North Africans.
You've known that Modou Cissé, whenever he is fit, he's the one of the Gambia's best players. We've seen him here today at the training ground. He looks very, very sharp, full of pace, physically strong, and he's currently a boy booming with confidence. He's a double winner with MSK Zilina in the Slovak Kogon Liga. That is the Slovakian Premier League. They are the Premier League champions, and they've also won the Slovak Cup for the first time. So he is another player who is booming with confidence at the moment. We know that Tubabo, even if he is half fit, he's played for this country without being fully fit, but he's always played his heart for the country. We know Pasha Kukujabi, like the former coach Paul Pudi used to say, he's a Champions League player. He's playing in the Scottish Premier League with Hibernian. So you've seen that he's another player who can add a lot of things to the team.
Morocco, unlike the Gambia, named their 23-man squad 2 weeks before the game. The Moroccan coach Eric Grts has an array of talents at his disposal, including the highly rated 22-year-old Younes Belhanda, who was voted the best African player in the French league after helping Montpellier win their first French league title. But despite the quality in the Moroccan squad and being favorites against the Gambia, the Scorpions' assistant boss believed that with hard work on the pitch, the Scorpions can sting the Atlas Lions. What did you make of the Morocco team?
We respect them. We have a good team, but we also have a good team. We just hope and work with our players to play their hearts out. I think football is what happens in the field of play. If the players play their hearts out on the day, then the performance would be very good.
One good news for the Scorpions is that the North Africans will be missing striker Mbak Boussoufa. The striker who plays for Anji Mascala in the Russian league, alongside Samuel Eto'o, picked up an injury during his side's 1-0 loss to Senegal in a warm-up game a few days ago. The Gambia's chances of a first-ever appearance at the World Cup might be slim, in a group which also contains the Ivory Coast. But a win for the Scorpions against Morocco, who are chasing their 5th World Cup appearances, will no doubt be a big boost for Gambian football. Mohamed S. Jallo, GRT Sports.
Well, good luck to the Scorpions. And before we take leave of you, a reminder of our headlines. President Jammeh and his Mauritanian counterpart have pledged to resolutely implement